Well, it's a very warm welcome back to the Banksy Stadium for another game. This time we are under the lights in our first game of the group stages in the Papa John's Trophy. We welcome Brighton and Hove Albion's under-23s, and we're going to be hearing an exclusive interview from head coach Matt Taylor about tonight's opponents. We're also going to take a look at our pitchside cameras who captured the goals from George Miller and Ash Taylor from last weekend's victory over Mansfield Town, which was also here at the Banksy Stadium. I'm going to be joined by my colleague Paul Joanna later on in the programme as we talk about tonight's fixture against the Seagulls and we look back at the weekend's win against Mansfield. First up, we've got the head coach Matt Taylor, and this is what he had to say about the good atmosphere that's around the club at the moment and continuing it from tonight's fixture. Well, Matt, we're in action in the Papa John's Trophy tonight. What are you looking to get out of this trophy?
Minutes for players that need it. Also momentum. I think when I look at our recent performances, I think tonight is another opportunity to try and win a game of football, and that's what most definitely we're going to try and do. But I'm looking for a confident performance again. I think that it'll be a different test for us tonight in terms of, I would suggest the majority of the game might be in front of us because Brighton will be exceptional at keeping the ball. Their movement patterns, the rotations they have in midfield are very good. Technically, their players are excellent. So what we're going to have to do out of possession is stay in shape. We have to be patient. And then when we do win the ball back, how quickly can we play forwards with quality? And can we be as ruthless as we have been recently and take our chances when we create them?
You've already touched upon them just there, Brighton and Hove Albion under 23s as an opponent, but what are you expecting from them on the whole in this game? Expecting
their players to be relishing the opportunity to play at our stadium. It'll be a big night for them. They'll want to impress. But for us, I think what we've got to make sure is that we continue playing the way that we have done out of possession, because I think that Brighton, looking at them, will have lots of the ball and will want to control the game with the ball. We've got to be resolute tonight and make sure that when we do win the ball back, we take our chances. I'm really looking forward to the game. You'll see that there's a few changes this evening. We've made those changes because we believe the players that haven't had football need football, but it doesn't make us any weaker, and I think that that's huge for us. It's an opportunity now to continue with the recent form that we've had, and I'm excited to see the players play tonight.
And you mentioned that, you know, those couple of changes. You often mention about the entire squad being used at various points in this season, and it is important it is a squad game, and this is a perfect game for some people who may not have had minutes in the league to pick up those valuable minutes in themselves as well.
It is, but what I think is key is that it doesn't make us weaker, because the competition within the squad, I talk about it all the time, is huge. The players are driving each other on. I would say that that's been a key factor in the last couple of results. That yes, we've lost members of the playing staff due to injury and suspension, but the players that have come in have been exceptional. So look, it's always going to be a squad game. From my perspective, I want to have difficult decisions come every game at picking the team, and that's what the players are doing at the moment, and long may it continue, because it's far more powerful with them driving each other than it is us as coaches continually trying to drive them. There's a good mood around the football club at the moment, and I want tonight to be a continuation of that. I don't want us to look at this game as a fixture against under 23 team. I want us to look at this is a proper first team fixture. We've approached it in exactly the same manner. We've got here early, we've eaten at the stadium, we're taking this as a proper football game, and I want the players to reflect that on the pitch.
So that was our exclusive interview with the head coach. We're now going to look back to the weekend's win against Mansfield. It was a fantastic atmosphere here inside the Banksy Stadium for the 3-1 win. So let's take a look back at George Miller's brace and Ash Taylor's powering header.
Punting clear by Phillips from Miller to chase. And Miller tries to brush off his marker, Hewitt. Miller, oh, it's an air shot first. He's got another chance now! George Miller! What a home debut for the man on loan from Barnsley. He was persistent. He took a swipe at it and then buried it past the keeper into the bottom left corner of the net. They all come over to the manager, Matt Taylor, on this near side. What a moment for George Miller. The Saddlers, for the second home game in a row, they've got ahead early on. By George, it's Walsall 1, Mansfield 0. Walsall corner from the far side, which Earing will send into the box. Looking for Taylor! Oh, it's 2-0. It's Ash Taylor with the header inside the 6-yard box. And like Miller, that's Taylor's first for Walsall. A powerful header past Nathan Bishop. And for the first time this season, the Saddlers have two. It's Walsall 2, Mansfield 0, 22 minutes played. Cleared away by Earing towards Miller, who will put the Mansfield defence under pressure again. Oh, Miller's through! George Miller! 3-0! Oh, what a moment in front of the home turf stand for George Miller, who scores his second of the afternoon. And the Saddlers are running riot. 3-0 they lead now. Another long ball forward, another chance for Miller to bully the Mansfield defence. He pushed Narty off the ball, he curled it past the keeper Bishop. And it's Walsall 3, Mansfield Town 0, and George Miller on target again.
So those were the goals from Saturday, George Miller's brace and Ash Taylor's powering header. I'm now joined by my colleague Paul Joannou. Paul, thanks again for joining me for this one. What an impressive display that was on Saturday against Mansfield.
Fantastic, Tom. I really enjoyed watching the Saddlers on Saturday. It was a really, really good performance all round from the whole team, wasn't it? I think the only thing I was not disappointed about, but I think if the Saddlers had more goals to their name, it would have been fully justified, especially George Miller's effort that hit the crossbar. What a goal! That would have been goal of the season contender. It was such an audacious attempt and so close to being a wonderful goal. But you know, full credit to everyone who took to the pitch on Saturday. They all gave their absolute all, played some lovely football as well, and really took the game to Mansfield and deserved the 3-1 victory.
I think before the game as well, in the pre-match show on Saturday, we spoke about backing up the recent performances, you know, the win against Stevenage, the point away at Bradford, and the team certainly went out there and did that, and again got their just rewards for a fantastic team effort on Saturday.
That's it, they carried that spirit from the Bradford game into the game against Mansfield, and all of a sudden when you've picked up 7 points from your last 9 league games, it's slowly a bit of momentum building, which is exactly what you need in Sky Bet League 2. And then I think often players say this after a defeat, that they just want to get back out there on a Tuesday, but I promise you now, the players in that dressing room, they want to get back out there again this evening. And there'll also be players as well who may not have played a lot of football so far this season. They'll also hope they can get a chance this evening in the Papa John's Trophy, so it's a lot to play for.
Yeah, we've already heard from head coach Matt Taylor in the show as well. You know, he's mentioned that this competition will be utilised for players who haven't perhaps got enough minutes, but it is all about being a squad game, and those players may have to come in at another point in the season, and being ready and raring to go at any point is key to this squad, isn't it?
Exactly, and I think a lot of players have proved that. I mean, Ash Taylor got his goal on Saturday, didn't he? He wasn't in the starting 11 for I think it was the Stevenage and Bradford game, comes in because Rolling Menayese is ineligible, and puts in a fantastic performance and gets himself a goal. And now the head coach has got decisions to make with selections, and that's what those players will want to do tonight. They want to give him selection headaches ahead of Saturday's game against Newport County, and what an opportunity they've got to do that while also progressing in a cup competition.
Yeah, it is a group game this evening, but you know, it puts you in good stead, that builds that momentum. But Brighton and Hove Albion under 23s, to the majority of supporters, they might be a bit of an unknown quantity to them when they arrive here this evening at the Banksy Stadium, but the team will have done their prep correctly for this game, and they'll be expecting another tough test, and one that's again going to, you know, be a real judgment of where this team is.
Yeah, it's a different kind of challenge against an under 23 side, but they'll want to try and impress themselves, these lads. You know, it's a big opportunity for them to come to a stadium like this and play in front of a crowd as well, and play against an established league club. So they'll be fired up for the game, and they'll want to impose themselves and make an impression. So the Saddlers have got to be wary of that. So they can overcome that and get 3 points on the board. You know, it's massively important. It's only 3 games in a round robin. We'll have a home game and away game against Northampton and Forest Green Rovers, who are in our division. So we've got 2 tough games in this group. So it's important to get 3 points on the board in the first game.
Thank you very much for joining us there, Paul, and as always, thank you for joining us, and come on you Saddlers.